Babe, you forgot the door. It's loud.
Well, I'm worried about it.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you might be new. Today I'm sitting down and I think this is probably my first ever like laundry chat or like coffee chat. I know these used to be a thing a long time ago, but I have things to update you on. Also, Matt's in the shower. He just got home from work, so hopefully you can't hear the water running. He didn't shut the bathroom door. If you can hear it, sorry. I have about 3 loads of laundry that I am buried underneath to fold while I tell you some life updates, and I also wanted to go over kind of our trip in Texas. I did not end up vlogging. I know that I talked about it in one of my other videos, but I did not end up doing that. But we had a really good time. So I had a question if driving all the way to Texas was worth it. We are in Arizona. We went to Spring, Texas. So for us, it was without stopping at all an 18-hour drive. So when we drove there, it took us about 22 hours, 21 hours, something like that. It wasn't actually that bad. We did stop a few times overnight to like sleep when I think Matt felt like he was gonna fall asleep at the wheel. We took turns though, and I drove in like the early morning, but we did take a few breaks, and obviously we stopped for gas and to go pee and stuff like that. And we got there on Friday afternoon, or Friday evening. It was like 4 o'clock, I think, Friday when we got there. And basically all we did that first day was like, you know, say hello and hugs and eat dinner, kind of unpack like our pillows and stuff like that, and then we went to bed. But it was a huge surprise for most of his family. So originally we were going to go in July, and then his dad actually had a heart attack towards the end of April, I think it was. And he's doing okay now. Like he's, you know, he's fine. But that bumped up our trip just because, you know, we weren't really sure like what was going to happen. We just wanted to see him sooner, you know. So he did not know we were coming early. His mom did not know we were coming at all, so we were coordinating this with his older sister and her husband, basically. And then I think his younger sister, who's 24, I think maybe she knew about it, but when we got there, we just went straight in the house. We left everything in the van. Matt was in first, then the kids, and then me. Of course, I'm the in-law, so I'm not as important, if you will, to their son and their grandchildren. But they were crying and like in disbelief that we were standing in their living room, and they were really happy, of course. Children came in to interrupt, but I had them close the bathroom door, so hopefully you can hear me better if there was a lot of water noise before. Anyway, we surprised them. It was a great success because they had no idea we were coming. But yeah, they were crying, they were in disbelief. It was great. So Saturday we just hung out at the house, kind of recouped from our trip a little bit, and didn't really do much of anything, just talked, caught up with them, stuff like that. And then Sunday we tried to go to the Houston Zoo, and originally his dad had looked at the weather and it said it was not going to start raining until 4 o'clock, but it started raining 5 minutes after we got there. It was like 12:30 when it started to rain, and we thought that it was going to pass pretty quickly. It did not. So we did look at a few animals, like 3 animals. We walked around for like an hour. It was mostly just standing underneath some covered areas to stay out of the rain, and then we left. So that was kind of a bust. And then Monday, Matt and I went, just him and I, to a mall, the Woodlands Mall, and we shopped around in there, got a few things, and we went to Whataburger for lunch. And I know that we have Whataburger here in Arizona, but Whataburger started in Texas, so I really wanted to go to one there, and I wanted to go to an A-frame building, you know, a building that, an A-frame, it's the shape of an A, you know. We don't have those here either, so that was exciting because I used to work there for 5 years, if you didn't know that, so it was just kind of cool for me to go see that. And then Tuesday we ended up going to the beach, and that was with his mom and his dad, his older sister, her husband, and their 2 kids. So there was 11 of us, I think, that went to the beach. Yeah, 11 of us. and that was really fun. It was the kids' first time at the beach. I have not been to the beach since I was 18. Matt, I don't think, has been since he was like 15 or 16 maybe, so it was a long time for us. It was really fun, and Lacey actually got pinched by a crab on her thumb. She was like sitting in the water and it was kind of hitting her at her chest level, and a wave came and it knocked her backwards, and so when she put her hands down in the sand to like sit up again, I guess there was a crab right next to her and she didn't even know, and it pinched her. So she stood up and like screamed and was like trying to run out of the water because she thought it was going to chase her. Like she didn't know at the time like what it was. And then I'm freaking out because I didn't see anything, and I'm terrified of sharks, if you don't know this. So like we're in the ocean and something just like bit or pinched my daughter. So I'm like, what is happening? So she was like screaming and running off. So we got her to calm down. We looked at her, we're like, what happened? And we realized that she just got pinched. So it wasn't actually like that big of a deal, but she was a little bit like traumatized for a while. But she did calm down and go back in the water. So that was a fun-filled day. And we also went to a gas station called Buc-ee's. I guess they're really, really big in Texas. I'm pretty sure they're in Florida and some other state that starts with an I. Maybe in some other ones, but we don't have those here in Arizona. So it was like a huge gas station, but they also have like home decor and clothing and a bunch of like random stuff. And then they have like their gas station side where they have like foods and their drinks and, you know, bathrooms and all that stuff. So we got some souvenirs from there as well. Wednesday, I was trying to figure out what we were doing. Wednesday, we ended up going back to the zoo. Just my little family of 5 though, because his parents were tired from all of the other fun festivities, so they needed a break. And our niece and nephew were actually still in school. Their last day of school was the Friday that we left. So our family of 5 went back to the zoo, and it was nice and sunny. Nice and sunny and beautiful, and it was great. We saw all the animals. We did not repeat like the animals we saw the other day, but all of them looked so much Matt's making noises over there. They looked so much healthier and happier than ours here at like the Phoenix Zoo, and they actually were like playing and moving around, and they weren't just sleeping. None of them looked ill or skinny or missing patches of hair like our animals, and it could be because of the heat here. They're just like miserable. But I took some video and I shared a bunch of pictures and video on my Instagram stories when we went. So if you don't follow me there, I definitely suggest that you do. But the elephants were playing together in their giant pool. They were swimming. We were standing like, I don't know, 10 feet away from where they were playing in the water. It was amazing. The only animals that were asleep were the cats, of course. All of the tigers and the lions and the bobcats and the leopards, all the cats were asleep. You know, I'll probably be inserting pictures or video clips of our trip as I'm talking about it. I just thought about that. I'll insert that when I'm editing the video, so that way if you missed it and you didn't see it on my Instagram stories, hopefully you're looking at it now, if I remember, which hopefully I will. So anyway, Wednesday was really fun, and I can't remember what day the kids did what, but they also helped their grandma to bake cookies. They made cupcakes. They also, on Saturday, she made us homemade Indian fry bread or Indian tacos, popovers, however you want to say it. But she uses her mother's recipe, which is her grandmother's recipe. So it's like passed down through generations of 100% like Native American blood to Matt's mom, who is half Native American, half white. But her recipe, I'm not allowed to share or anything, but I recorded the process for me to have, so I can try and recreate it here, so I have it. And it's special because there's a pattern when you're making the bread. The way that you pat the bread, like they say, makes a difference. And I will say that it is the most delicious fry bread I have ever had, and I'm not just saying that because they're my family. There's a place here in Phoenix called the Fry Bread House, or Indian Fry Bread House, I can't remember. Matt and I went there once on a date night, and it is delicious, and it is also ran by Native Americans. So if you're looking for an authentic like Indian taco place, try that. It's very close to his mom's recipe. Hers is so much better, but it's like very close. So that was delicious, but the kids helped make it. I got pictures and videos of all that kind of stuff. Obviously I was kind of in there helping and watching too, trying to learn and all that good stuff. And then Thursday, we ended up taking the kids out to, I don't know where it was an outlet mall, like an outdoor mall. So here it would be similar to like Tempe Marketplace or like the Santan Village Mall. So it was an outdoor mall, if you will. And they had a Nestle Toll House like store, like ice cream cookie shop, like a dessert place. So we stopped in there to get something to eat. It was really, really good. I can't even remember what we ordered, but they had ice cream, they had like cookies, cookie cakes, they had shakes that they added cookies into. It was really good. It kind of reminded me of like a Cold Stone or similar to like a Baskin Robbins type of setup. And then we went into the Disney store as well, and the kids got to pick out some stuff in there, some toys and some shirts and stuff. And of course we got shirts at the zoo, and we got some souvenirs from Buc-ee's as well. And it was very nice outside. Like, I know we went when it wasn't like too hot or humid outside just yet. It was beautiful, especially compared to Arizona where it's just a dry heat, and it literally feels like when you open the oven to check on something that you're making and it's like that heat rush in your face. That is literally how it is in Arizona. I'm not even joking you. It was beautiful in Texas. It wasn't really that humid for us. There was a lot of shade. There was always a breeze. It did rain like half the time we were there. It rained a little bit Friday evening. It rained part of Saturday. It obviously rained a good portion Sunday. And Monday it also rained a lot when Matt and I went to the mall. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it was pretty much dry, but it still felt amazing. After the mall, I don't think we did anything else. And then Friday, we basically spent the entire day, again, just like hanging out and like repacking everything. And I had been doing some laundry. I felt like I said that really weird. Laundry throughout the week. So I didn't have as much dirty clothes to bring back home, which was very helpful. So his mom, I guess, plans to come out on Christmas. I think just her, I'm not really sure. So we'll see how that all goes. But we hadn't seen them in a few years because his parents moved about 3 or 3.5 years ago. His mom came out one other time to go to the doctor and the dentist or something. And then she visited us obviously for like 2 or 3 days or something also. I can't remember when that was, but they've been gone for a long time. So we haven't seen his dad. And then his older sister, her husband and kids moved about 2.5 years ago. So it's been a while since we had seen them. And we FaceTime and talk on the phone and all that kind of stuff, but it's different, you know, it's not the same as when you're in person. So overall, our Texas trip was really, really good. It was very crowded because his younger sister, who is 24, yes, she's 24, her fiance had like just moved in with them a few days before we got there, and we were not aware of that at the time. So there were 13 people, 4 dogs and 2 cats in one house. The house was large. It's like, I don't even know, probably 26 or 2,800 square feet maybe. And it had 5 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms. And some people slept in the loft, and then everyone else was in like bedrooms. So it was crowded, it was loud, it was a little crazy, but it was really fun, you know, having the kids, the cousins be all together and play together and everything, and all of us just catch up and talk and all that. So Friday we left around 7:30 p.m. and that's Texas time. And about 2.5 hours into our trip, we hit a really, really bad storm, like really bad. I got a small video snippet of it. It was crazy lightning. Thunder it was pouring like I have never seen before. It was like just buckets upon buckets of water. We had the windshield wipers on as fast as they could go. We were doing 40 miles an hour in a 75 because we couldn't hardly see anything unless the lightning struck and then it lit up like crazy far away. So it was very scary. So we ended up pulling over after checking the radar, the weather or whatever, the radar, to see how long the weather or the rain was gonna last and like where it was going. So we ended up pulling over from roughly 10 p.m. to midnight at like a truck stop, like, or was that a church? One of the times we stopped in a church parking lot, another time we stopped where semis do to sleep, and it's literally just like you park on the sides of like this little road and they sleep in their trucks. So one of those times we stopped there as well. And then we drove again, and then when we got back into the storm when it was really bad, we pulled over again for about 2 hours. So Matt and I did sleep during those times. The kids were obviously sleeping because it was in the middle of the night, but that added 4 extra hours to our trip that we were not anticipating. So it was a lot. We were on the road for 25 hours. And we did make a lot of extra stops because for some reason on the way back, so many people kept having to pee. I wasn't giving them extra water or extra snacks or anything, but I just feel like everybody had to pee constantly. So when we were getting closer and closer to our house, it was almost 6 o'clock in the evening, our time, because Texas is 2 hours ahead of us. So going there, we lost 2 hours, and then coming back, we kind of gained 2 hours. Do you know what I mean? So it was 6 p.m. our time, roughly when we got back, and I didn't want to cook dinner. We didn't have hardly any food because we left the fridge and everything empty before we left. So luckily there was a Chick-fil-A that we can pass by on the way home. So I did like a mobile like pickup order. So we stopped there, picked that up, came home. We literally brought everything in and just dumped it in the living room because we had to return our rental van. Did I mention that in the beginning? We rented a van for this trip, okay? We didn't use my little Chrysler 300 that is a 5-seater that has this much trunk space. We rented a van that was a 7-seater. It was a Chrysler Ven something? I can't remember. But anyway, it was amazing and I loved it so much. And it was a 7-seater and there was a ton of space. Even in the floorboards, they lift up and there were like deep storage pockets like in front of the seats. And then the trunk was gigantic. Anyway, so we had to return that the very next day. So we got back Saturday at like 6:30 p.m. We had left Friday at 7:30 p.m. So anyway, we grabbed Chick-fil-A, we dumped our stuff, we ate dinner, we put the kids to bed, like we pulled out their pillows and their toothbrushes, basically. They brushed their teeth and they went to bed. And then I took a shower, I think Matt took a shower, and we went to bed. We slept for 10 hours, which wasn't even enough, but we needed to like get up with the kids and unpack and put everything away. Matt had to return the van. I ran by the grocery store because again, we were out of food. I shared that haul. So it was just crazy. But normally I average like 6 hours of sleep every night. So 10 hours was like extra sleep for me. You know what I mean? If we ever visit them again, we will not drive. We will not drive because that was a lot, or at least not drive overnight maybe, but I think I would rather fly. But depending on the world and the mask and the vaccine situation, we'll see if we fly or not, what happens with that. But we will also get a hotel next time because it was just crazy. It was way too crowded with all of us. Not enough seating, not enough space, you know. But we were really thankful that they let us, you know, stay with them. It obviously saved us money that we didn't have to get a hotel or anything, so that was nice. So overall the trip was fun, really good. We loved it. We loved it overall. The kids had a blast. Their favorite thing was going to the beach, of course. Now, the next thing I was going to talk about, even though I'm done with the laundry now, is the life updates. So today for us is Wednesday. I started back to work on Monday. the job that I quit in December 2019 that I've talked about before, I went ahead and restarted that job, which they actually reached out to me. It's kind of a long story, but it was like perfect timing. So even though the kids are home with me right now for summer, I don't have to be on the phone or anything with customers. I'm an analyst, so I do a lot of like background stuff for the technicians and their routes and stuff like that, like back end stuff. And I was doing that before too when I quit, so I'm just kind of picking up like where I left off. And right now with the kids home, I'm only working 15 hours a week, so 3 hours a day, Monday through Friday, to equal 15 hours a week. Now, I can make my own schedule and work whatever hours I want to. So the kids have a lot of summer activities like swimming lessons. They're going to 2 different church camps and swimming lessons, and Bo is in like a summer preschool type of thing because we had started him so late. So I can work whatever times I need to. I don't have to have a set schedule of any kind. Today, it literally does not matter as long as I work whatever hours I say I'm going to work, if that makes sense. So it's absolutely perfect. And when the kids go back to school, I plan to work 23 hours a week, possibly. So it's work from home. I can work on my laptop actually, which is great. So if I needed to, I could be somewhere else and still get my hours in and work my job. Okay, now that I'm done with the laundry, I thought I would bring you a little closer because I also felt like I was yelling because the camera was so far away. Excuse my hair. I showered and washed it today, and then I thought I would try and wear it down because we went to go see my grandma. Anyway, I'm gonna try to work 23 hours a week, give or take, when the kids go back to school. But it'll depend because Matt is actually quitting working with my parents with their business. He is over working in the heat. It is extremely hot, like I was telling you. And he's worked for them for 4 years, almost 4.5 years. And for 4 years of that 4.5 years, he has not had working AC in the trucks that he's driven, and he's had 2 trucks over the course of the 4 years. And so he has to drive with the windows down, and it's freaking hot. Like obviously during the winter time, it's great, it's fine, but the majority of Arizona from about, I don't know, March to November is hot, and it's terrible. And they just work out in the sun, obviously, with construction and him picking up material and driving it around and delivering it. And sometimes he will get out and like help the guys with manual labor and all that stuff. So he is over it. Also, I can't work more hours because he's not able to help me pick up or drop off the kids from school. And if I were to pay for like an after school program or something, I don't make enough money, like hourly. I don't make enough money. I can't work enough hours with how much I make to cover that cost, if that makes any sense to you. So there's no point in trying to find an after school program for the kids to stay in so I can work 40 hours a week. Hopefully it makes sense to you, because I would have to work like 9 to 5 basically Monday through Friday. So the kids would have to be picked up for about 2 hours or more on their early release days, and it just doesn't make any sense. We want to be able to have me work more hours, but if he can either drop off the kids from school or pick up the kids from school and I don't have to do both, then I am more available. I have more availability to work more hours. Does that make any sense to you? So he let my stepdad know that he was wanting to not work for him anymore, and he's not giving him like a 2-week notice or anything because it's a private business. Obviously it's a very small family run business, family owned and operated business, however you want to say that. So he's giving him however much time he needs to find a replacement, you know, for Matt, for what Matt does. So whenever he figures that out, he'll let him know and give him a timeline. And then whenever that is, he plans to work for the company I work for as well, but he will be on the phones. So we have a whole plan behind that. The equipment I have that I purchased from the company a long time ago. Matt can use that, so that'll save us money. We don't have to purchase more equipment because I can work on my laptop. And we'll set Matt up in our bedroom. We just have to move our dresser. It'll get really crowded in here, but Matt can work as many hours as he wants to. Then our plan is for him to work in the early morning, like 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then I will take the kids to school, so I would work from maybe 8:30ish or whenever it is I get back from taking the kids to school, hopefully to like 4:30. So I might actually be able to work 40 hours a week, which would be great because that would bring us in a lot more money, considering I haven't been working for a year and a half, and it would obviously be more hours than 15 hours or more than 23 hours. And our goal here with all of this, I know this is very long, but I'm excited and there's just a lot to it, and so I'm trying to summarize it for you guys and make it shorter. But obviously we rent this house. We are trying to save to buy a house, and with this situation that we're in, it doesn't really work, you know? And we also need to pay a lot of money to send Bo to a preschool that is also full-time, so he's gone the same hours that the big kids are gone. Basically, when I work the 23 hours a week, there's not really much left over after paying for the preschool. There's really not much left for an actual like income left over. So that's another reason, if I can actually work more hours, then we'll have more of an income after we pay for the preschool every month, which I hope makes sense to you. But it's for a year because he is 4, so he will start kindergarten in August 2022. But for this year, for all of this to work, we need to send him somewhere where I can work much more hours, because I was sending him to a preschool that was part-time. So I don't want to work while he's here and ignore him, because I did used to do that and it wasn't working. I didn't like ignoring him because I had to work and I couldn't give him as much attention as he needed. So I don't want to do that again. So that's why we need to send him to a preschool, and it's going to help him socialize, you know, discipline, learn things, get him ready for kindergarten, all that stuff. So he needs that, and I need to be able to work more hours. Matt needs to be able to work more hours, and Matt needs to be able to help pick up and drop off children again, so I can work more hours and we can finally get out of this rental. It's all connected, and we've thought about this for a long time. We've talked about it many times. We've done the math on how much we need to make and all that stuff to get anywhere, because we have zero savings right now because we live paycheck to paycheck, because he's been the only one working and YouTube gives me nothing. So I'm still gonna be doing videos, at least 1 video a week. I can probably do 2 or 3 videos a week. I'm not really sure. So we'll see how all of it goes. So far, this is only the 3rd day and I don't feel crazy stressed. Oh, also, I'm gonna do like a day in the life or my like daily routine soon, but I decided I need like a schedule in order for me to like thrive off of. If I don't have anything that requires my attention, like I have to take the kids to school, I have to pick them up. If I have a job, like I have to work those hours, you know? But if it's all up to me and I'm just home all day without any like responsibility, if that makes any sense, like there's nothing in my schedule that has to be done that's important, I won't really do anything, and I'll just want to sit around and watch TV and like eat snacks and watch YouTube all day. So I'm waking up at 6 a.m. Monday through Friday, I should mention, and that's for now during the summer and when the kids go back to school. I'm waking up, I am doing a 30-minute workout because I haven't worked out in a long time because of my foot situation. So that's a whole other issue we can touch on another time, but I can, you know, walk and stuff, like I'm healed from all of that. So I can, you know, live normally now, I guess, with my foot. So I do my 30-minute workout, I take a shower, I get dressed. Usually it's around 8 o'clock by this time, and the kids wake up before then. But that time, usually we'll eat breakfast together. I'll kind of hang out with them for a little bit, you know, get them like dressed and ready for the day so they're not just like bums hanging out in their jammies all day in case we have things to do. And then right now I'm working from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. and then I'm clocking out to make them lunch. We eat lunch together, and then after lunch either we'll go swimming, we'll play a board game. Like tomorrow we're going to the splash pad after lunchtime. So I have like a good chunk of the afternoon to do something with the kids, or if I need to film a video or edit a video or something, I can do that in the afternoon. And then of course we have dinner and like our evening routine and stuff. So this way I'm on a schedule. I have things that I know I need to get done, and that just makes me more productive. And waking up at 6 a.m. gives me way more hours in the day. I feel like being done with all of my responsibilities by 12 o'clock and then having another like 8-9 hours to do things is amazing. Like I should have been waking up at 6 a.m. before. I am not a morning person at all, but so far this has been great. And I am a little bit tired because I'm not used to waking up so early, and I'm still used to going to sleep at like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. So I'm trying to get to bed earlier, but so far I'm really liking this routine. So I'm just kind of flip-flopping my work schedule depending on like what the kids are doing, and without being on the phones and stuff, I can still at least like answer questions or help them. But because all three of them are here and Lacey's 10, like she can help Bo with stuff, open a package of fruit snacks, you know, she can make, and Connor can make sandwiches and, you know, like basic stuff like that if I cannot like get away from the computer. So I'm really excited for this change because there's been so much that I have carried on my shoulders for the last 4.5 years, and like I'm done. I need help. I'm done doing everything by myself. It's exhausting. So I'm really excited. I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm mostly excited, and he is too. Like he's looking forward to not being in the heat, being home, you know, having more time with the kids also, because right now he's gone from usually 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning and usually doesn't get home until somewhere between 3:30 and 5:30 depending on the day. So he works, you know, 50 hours a week, give or take. I am so pumped about it, to like get back on track and have a schedule and have goals that we're actually going to be working towards now. So I hope you guys are excited to go on this journey with me. Like I said, I'll update you guys. I'll do some vlogs about it. Maybe I'll do another like laundry chat, even though half of it was me sitting here talking to you. But I hope you enjoyed it anyway. I just wanted to get all of that out there to you guys, and I was like, what kind of video should I film where I'm just blabbering a lot? So I thought I would throw in some laundry. And now here we are. Here we are. Did I say that weird? Here we are. Here we are. So anyway, thank you guys for watching and listening to me ramble. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. I appreciate you and I love you. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram like I mentioned before, or Facebook as well. I haven't posted on Facebook in a while, but I post to my Instagram stories daily, so pick your poison. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.